What's going on, folks? Welcome to our second NFL preseason preview video. And today we are covering the AFC South. So, as you know, I'm back here with Chad again. So, what's going on, Chad?
What's going on, guys?
So nice. I've seen Chad twice.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about the AFC South, man. What an interesting division.
I know it's just so much excitement. I don't know if y'all can tell the sarcasm in my voice when I say that. Yeah, that's actually pretty tough. That's actually pretty tough. Where'd you get that? Before we
I've had
start,
that for a long time, guys. Tighten up. Tighten up.
did you make that or
No,
is it
it's from
really?
some artist. It's from an artist. It's from a
Oh,
local artist that drew that for me a long time ago. My mom got it for me as a gift a long time ago. This was like when I was like a story time. I used to be the biggest Chris Johnson fan, and I was always the biggest Titans fan, and obviously Chris Johnson from Orlando, and that's why the Titans have always been my second favorite team. Obviously, go Bucks still, but go Titans, and there's not going to be any bias here. Don't worry.
damn. See now, you know what? See now we got to start with the Titans. We got to start with the Titans, man. So with
Wow,
that
you're
being,
throwing me a curveball.
I mean you pulled out the Titans thing and everything like
Yeah, I'm
that.
going to do a curveball, actually. Let's
Fair.
do it, man.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So right here we got the Tennessee Titans. Last year went 3-4, had that first overall pick. Drafted Cam Ward. Also drafted Olafwami Oladejo, Kevin Winston Jr., Chimeri Dyke, Gunnar Helm. Ooh, I like that pick. Alec Ayomaner, Jackson Slater, Marcus Harris, and Kalel Mullings. And then in free agency, they went out and got Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, Lorenzo Carter, Draymond Jones, Xavier Woods, and Dan Moore Jr. to name a few. So I like what the Titans did, man. I ain't gonna lie. I do like what they did. I mean, how far are they from a finished product? I don't know, but I do like what they went out and did.
Yeah, well, they have some pretty splash draft picks. Obviously, Cam Ward. Was it ever a question? Was Cam Ward ever a question there for the Titans? I mean, realistically, Titan fans, some of them wanted Abdul Carter, some of them wanted to stick with Will Levis. I mean, classic for NFL teams to leave their quarterback after only 1 or 2 years, and that's what the Titans are doing. And they used the number one overall pick on those quarterbacks, so Cam Ward obviously has a lot of expectations. But we've seen what Cam Ward has done. He's a great, phenomenal player, and he has Calvin Ridley, he has veteran Tyler Lockett, and he has Treylon Burks, who hasn't panned out yet due to injury. We'll see if he can change that. But Alec Ayomaner, I don't know if I said this last name right, but Alec is a dog in NCAA. I started one of my dynasties with Stanford, and he was an absolute dog. That's a great pick, and obviously, you also have a good pick in Kevin Winston Jr. That was one of the best safeties in the draft.
Yeah, no, I like the tight end Gunnar Helm pick. That one right there, I expect
Tell me
him to
more
be.
about him. I don't know. I don't know much about Gunnar.
He was basically Gunnar Helm was like that safety valve, that check down guy, made plays at Texas.
He was at Texas.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he was there with Quinn Ewers last
Okay.
year. So like he was part of that explosive offense, and I think that he'll do the same magic for Cam Ward in Tennessee. So I like where that offense is going and what it's building. Of course, I mean also to you add in two guys with playoff experience with Tyler Lockett and Van Jefferson. So I mean like Cam Ward should easily come into his own his rookie year. He has experience in athleticism around him.
Cam
Tyler,
Ward has always been poised. That's something that Will Levis was the opposite of. Obviously, we've seen a bunch of memes last year of his fails, if you will. And how is the offense going to differ now with Cam Ward compared to Will Levis?
I was gonna my bad. I was gonna say if you notice he had Will Levis had like a photo for every week.
Yep, that's right.
Wait, go back to your question. What were you gonna say?
How do you think the offense is going to differ from Will Levis to Cam Ward?
A lot more creativity. A lot of the guys that are likely coming back this year are going to probably feel a lot looser, but at the same time probably having their guard up a little more because they're realizing, all right, we got a rookie back there that we got to protect and that we have to run us the ball. But at the same time too, it's like when you draft someone like that and you get a new head coach coming into, you have a breath of fresh air around you. So now it's like you feel the urge. You want to go out there. You want to play a little bit harder because you feel like it's a new day. It's a rebirth, so to say. You have a chance now to right the ship. I think the Titans can do that. I don't think they're a playoff team because the AFC is so crowded from top to bottom, but I think they are better than 3 wins this year. And I do expect a lot more creativity and a lot more flash from the Titans offensively this year and defensively, too.
Will Levis was kind of an improvising quarterback, and that is kind of what Cam Moore does. They both were liking to throw the ball deep, and that is something that they kind of are similar in. Cam Moore was just kind of better with his decision making. Overall, though, they are kind of similar archetype of players, but obviously Cam Moore is a little bit more talented, and we've seen what he did. But I've talked Cam Moore up a lot. He was a 0-star recruit. Remember that. So obviously, there is a chance this stage could be too big. Now, I'm not gonna go around and say he's gonna be a bust, but obviously, we've seen rookies that take up way longer to develop than we thought, and that also could happen. Now, I think that they have the weapons to succeed, but got to say both sides of the story.
True.
But they also got L'Jarius Sneed, who's one of the best corners in the league from the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's an underrated move too. Like I'm telling you, man, Titans might.
Also, they've had the best run defense, basically or at least they've had a top tier run defense the past couple of years, and they have Jeffrey Simmons over there at defensive end. He's been a dog. They just got T'Vondre Sweat from Texas. I believe that guy is going to help clog the run game. And then veteran Sebastian Joseph Day, Draymond Jones. This is a good defensive line. Arden Key's been coming into his own, so don't sleep. I'll hold off on the bias though.
I was gonna say, yeah, that bias is showing, but I mean, I'm gonna try to remain optimistic too about the Titans.
I thought that was my dog again.
Well, you're good, man. But yeah, a couple of games looking at on the schedule. Of course, they crazy enough they open up with the Broncos, who I think will be a playoff team this year. Speaking of the AFC, then after that they got to play the Rams, who I think might also be a playoff team. And then of course too, they get the Chiefs. So but that's December 21st. And then also, those divisional matchups with the Texans and even divisional matchups with the Jaguars too. Two interesting occurrences right there. So, a couple of good games.
Yeah, well, all of those division games are kind of going to be neck and neck, if you ask me, and that's something that it's going to be the most exciting thing about this division because obviously division games are most important. One of these teams is going to the playoffs, so it's about those division games because obviously there are some tough out-of-conference teams, especially in the AFC.
Yes, there are. I do like that December 21st matchup with the Chiefs because, they do get the Chiefs coming to them, thankfully, at least. At least they don't have to go to Arrowhead in December. But, it's going to be cold regardless.
Yeah, and they'll be you would think there would be more kind of like molded into their own by then. As opposed to playing them in the first game of the season or whatnot.
Facts. But yeah, and with that, I guess we can now we can go into the Indianapolis Colts. So Indianapolis last year, 8-9. Obviously, they drafted Tyler Warren out of Penn State, JT Tuamalo, Justin Wally, Jalen Travis, DJ Giddens, Riley Leonard as well. Tim Smith and Hunter Wohler. Free agents, of course, Daniel Jones. I have a funny theory about that. Khalil Herbert, Travarius Ward. Man, I'm surprised he went there. And Corey Ballantyne. I'm gonna come out straight with it. I'm gonna tell you now. I think by season's end, Daniel Jones is gonna be starting quarterback. I'm talking like once we get to the end of the season, like 5+ games, we're gonna see Daniel Jones start.
Wow, these quarterbacks are also pretty similar, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, no, they are.
And then they also have Jonathan Taylor, who has obviously been year in, year out one of the better running backs in the league. But how far can he go? Obviously we know the running back lifespan is not super long, and he's obviously been doing this for a long time. He's been doing this at a high level for like 3-4 years now. So obviously you gotta really capitalize on these years, especially with Anthony Richardson, and kind of like his decision making has been questionable. That's why they brought in Daniel Jones. So it's kind of a make or break it year for this whole team and for Anthony Richardson himself and the Colts too. I mean, obviously the Colts haven't been in the playoffs in a while, so they kind of want to get something done, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, man. I am on that. I'm of the impression I've given up on Anthony Richardson. I was not high on him from the beginning. There were those out there that tried to tell me, like, you know what? Oh, it's the coaching and stuff. It's not in his favor. This, that, and the other. And I'm just like, look, my spiel has always been this: Florida quarterbacks don't do good in the NFL. They never have. And that's going all the way back to Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, well, Kyle Trask still has a chance. Ha! Kidding.
But yeah, man, I think Daniel Jones at some point we're going to see him as a starter. If I'm not mistaken, Anthony Richardson already has a shoulder injury that he's nursing, trying to get back healthy from. So, you know, I can't. But I will say defensively, I like the addition of Charvarius Ward. I think he's going to bring, you know, a physical presence that I think that the Colts have been missing for a long time to that defensive backfield.
Yeah, they have a good defensive line, and then Kenny Moore has been balling there for like 5+ years now. And then Zaire Franklin has also been balling there for like 5+ years. So you have Zaire Franklin, Kenny Moore as your kind of like cornerstones on defense. And then you have a good D line and Kwity Paye, Grover Stewart, DeForest Buckner, and Latu. Those guys are really good. But after that, a lot of these guys I'm not too familiar with. They don't really like, they're not really notable. I know Cameron Bynum, Charvarius Ward, all these are solid players, but it's not anything that might really stick out in terms of playmakers. But I actually really like the pick of JT Tuimoloau. I don't know how to say his last name. That's a really good pick for Ohio State. And also, one more thing I wanted to add. They have an underrated wide receiver core, and now that they have Tyler Warren, it's even better. Josh Downs was really good last year, and some people slept on him. Alec Pierce was also pretty good last year. He had like a lot of deep touchdowns, and it's not even that obviously. And Michael Pittman's obviously solid.
It's funny you mentioned Tyler Warren. I look at him and I think about Dallas Clark.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit too old for me. Dallas Clark. I wasn't at least not to remember it, but I trust you on that.
Jeez, you guys! Oh my gosh, you guys make me feel like I'm growing out gray hairs here whenever I say these names.
I don't know, man. I'm just. I don't remember his game, if you will. I know him. I know him as a player, but I don't really remember how he played.
It's all good. Now he was a legitimate tight end that Peyton Manning used to always find in his days in Indianapolis.
So. Yeah. I remember that. That's high praise coming for you for Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the expectation I think that he has to go in there with and stuff. Play and go play above his ceiling. I think, and I think he will.
He needs to be their safety blanket.
Yeah, exactly. You can
see him getting at least 5 catches a game. That this guy could be a fantasy tight end, top 10 tight end.
Oh yeah, big time. I wouldn't shock me if we saw Riley Leonard play some this year.
That would shock me. That would shock me a little bit.
Would not shock me at all. As far as their schedule goes this year, they got key games this season against. Well, actually, they got an international game in Germany against the Falcons week 10. But at the same time, too, they play the Chargers. Is that on the road or is that at home? I think that's at home. But yeah, they play the Chargers week 7. They play the 49ers week 16 on Monday Night Football. Then they also play the Chiefs as well, week 12. So, I mean, this AFC South, AFC West collision
it's tough.
It is, man. I hate, honestly, I mean, truth be told, I hate it for all these teams. I mean, the only team I think that stands a chance against the AFC West is Houston in this division. But, I mean, we've seen crazier happen in football.
Yeah. For sure.
And with that, I guess we can now go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the folks in Duval.
With the highlight of the draft.
Yeah, literally that plays both ways at that. So, as we see, you know, um, last year 4-13 drafted Travis Hunter, Caleb Ranshaw, Wyatt Milliam, uh, Bayshul, Tootin. What's up with these? Let me stop.
Rachel Tutton.
Okay, thank you. Jack Kaiser, Jalen McLeod, Rayon Lane III, Jonah Monheim, and LaQuint Allen. Free agency signings, Jordan Lewis, who was praising that God God made that happen, that he ended up going to Jacksonville and got him out of Dallas for specific reasons. And then Emmanuel Ogba, Fred Johnson, and Robert Hainsey, who comes from Tampa and joins Liam Cohen's offense up there. So, I mean, yeah, and the hiring of Liam Cohen too. So, I mean, my first thing is, look, because I've gotten this question from a few people before. So I'm going to ask you this now. What percentage do you think Travis Hunter plays offense and defense? Like, do you think it's 50-50, 60-40? Like, what do you think?
He's probably going to be, if I were GM or coach, that he would be my third down specialist. And then he would play offense. All offense, and then play third downs on the slot or something, like a slot corner or an outside corner. Or a safety. Or a dang safety. I mean, he can do whatever. But, Liam Cohen really loved to run the ball last year. He did it with Sean Tucker. He did it with Rashad White. He did it with Bucky Irving. And now he has Travis Etienne. He has Tank Bigsby. And Bayshul Tutton is a very solid running back. He had one of the best combines out of the whole class. And then LaQuint Allen is also a good running back. They drafted 2 running backs. And so obviously it shows they were high on their board. And we already know Brian Thomas is a dog.
Yes.
Now he's with Travis Hunter. My biggest question mark is the guy who's always questionable, Trevor Lawrence. You look at the depth chart right now on ESPN, there's a Q by his name.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Dude, that's crazy.
At this point, today is July 2nd.
That's great. So he's questionable.
At this point in time.
He's questionable, and we have 1 month to go until football's back.
Until preseason.
Well, literally the end of this month. Well, yeah, the end of July when football comes back. Oh
yeah, so you like the offense on paper, but I don't know how far Trevor is going to get them. And obviously they're going to be hyped. This is like a hype team now. Like Travis Hunter is there. He's kind of bringing that Colorado energy to this team.
Yeah. And my thing is look, for him, it's like the grind of the schedule, the grind of a 17 weeks, the grind of a 17-week schedule, like coming off of, playing both ways in college. Like, how do you rest him when you get him to the NFL? Because that's what's going to happen. Because what happens if, he gets there and then all of a sudden, the Jags don't start winning?
Someone's going to hit him really hard.
That part, that exactly. That, and then couple in, like, Jacksonville probably, if they don't win enough games, over.
He's going to be like a slot receiver / third down specialist or something like that.
Gotta be. And then it's like, because, I mean, in Colorado, he didn't practice much because they had to conserve his body. So it's like, all right, how are y'all going to approach this? So the Jaguars have to be smart about this, and they can't be dumb about this. You got to take care of that kid.
Yeah. Obviously, Travis Hunter is a baller. He was one of the best players in the draft, and they have a good receiving core, but their tight ends are kind of lackluster. No, I'm sorry to say. Their O-line's a little lackluster, and I'm not too sold on their quarterback. Now, looking at the defense on the other end, they have a pretty good defense, though. I'll give them that. Darnell Savage, he's good safety. Tyson Campbell, solid corner from Georgia. Jerry Jones, solid corner. Travis Hunter, maybe. Devin Lloyd, Eric Armstead. I can go on. Josh Hines Allen. That's a good defense, but how far are they going to be able to get them?
That's true. I mean, week 1, it's funny. You have a matchup of two former Bucs offensive coordinators Liam Cohen going up against Dave Canales
Wow.
in Jacksonville, week 1.
Both the teams that we've covered, well, or I've covered at least. But I wonder who's going to win that game.
And honestly, I'm going with the Panthers week 1.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Defense might be able to rough up Bryce Young, but like I said in the Panthers video, they have a good O-line.
True.
We'll see.
Also, too, and then funny thing is, and this actually makes it more exciting for Travis Hunter. So week 1, he gets Tetoria McMillan. Week 2, he gets Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Week 3, he gets Tank Dell and that wide receiving core from Houston, and then week 4, he gets Ricky Pearsall and the 49ers. Week 5, he gets to go up against the Chiefs wide receiving core. And it's just every week it's something.
Obviously he's not going to play it. Obviously they're going to handle this. You would think they have a concrete set plan if you're the Jaguars. He's probably only going to play when needed on defense or something or a big moment or something.
I hope so.
Close games, I guess. I don't know though, because they're always going to be in close games and stuff.
I hope so, because
I don't have an answer for that one. What do you think about that?
I mean, my thing is right out the gate, first 5 weeks of the season, you've got talented, rookie and all-pro wide receivers you're facing off against in the first 5 weeks. If you're Travis Hunter, your mettle is going to be tested. If you're just the Jaguars in general, your mettle is going to be tested heavy. So, I mean, that's intense right out the gate. I mean, and then, of course, obviously, too, by week 16, he's got to see Pat Surtain.
Yeah, it's funny because weren't the Jaguars a playoff team the year before last year?
Mm-hmm. They had a comeback win against the Chargers.
So why not this year? Pretend you're a Jags fan. Why not this year then? What's changed? So the Jaguars still can win this division when it's all said and done. That's all I wanted to make a point of. We can't sleep on that.
I will say that if they got to get past this next team right here on the list. You got to get past some Houston Texans. So as far as Houston goes, last year won the division 10-7, of course. Draft picks Jaden Higgins, Ariante Irsay, Jalen Noel, Jalen Smith, Woody Marks, Jalen Reed, Graham Ertz.
Welcome Jaden and Jalen to the Texans.
Yeah. Well, Jaden, Jalen, and Jalen.
Jalen.
And then Keontae Hamilton, Luke Lackey, free agency signings. I think this was a great one right here. You got Nick Chubb. You put him with Damian Pierce. And then,
Joe Mixon.
Say again?
Joe Mixon, too.
Yeah, Joe Mixon, Damian Pierce, Nick Chubb. Dude, you have a three-headed this team should not be the 4th seed in the playoffs. I will say that now. This is my division winner. This team should not be the 4th seed when the playoffs come around. This team should be the 1, not the 1, but this team should be challenging for the 2 seed, in my honest opinion.
I'm a Nico Collins dynasty owner. I don't know if that's good that they have 3 running backs. They're going to run the ball so much. Nico Collins went off last year, and obviously Texans are one of my favorite teams in this division. I have CJ Stroud and Nico Collins on my dynasty team, but I digress. Those are 2 studs right there who are going to be studs for the next couple years. So you got Stroud, Collins, Mixon. Jalen Noel's good. Jaden Higgins was good. They got both of the Iowa State receivers. Both of those guys. We'll take them both. And then, unfortunately, Tank Dell's not going to be playing this year, I don't think. Maybe.
Unfortunately.
Or he might be playing. I could be wrong. On that, but he really injured himself there. And then my biggest question mark is the offensive line. How well can they do? I mean, they kind of have a bunch of new faces. I mean, Cam Robinson, I'm pretty sure he was on the Jaguars last year. Now he's in a division rival. And then Jake Andrews, I'm pretty sure he was on the Patriots. I think. Yeah, he was in the Patriots last year, yeah. And then But when you look at the defense, they have a bunch of superstars and Derek Stingley and Will Anderson, and Kamari Lassiter is also an up-and-coming corner from Georgia. I like this team, but there are some question marks. I'm not going to say this is the perfect team that could clear-cut win the division. There are some question marks here.
There are. I mean, obviously, the health at wide receiver, of course. I mean, I do like what they did in the running game to help take the pressure off the wide receiving core and help take the pressure off of CJ Stroud, which, I mean, I thought Joe Burrow was cool, calm, and collected in the pocket when he threw, but I mean, CJ Stroud is just about the same. I think really, continue to build on that defense as well. With Will Anderson, and company. So I think they should improve upon their 10 wins this year. I think, I mean, their toughest games are, of course, they got the Bucks on Monday Night Football. They play the Rams week 1, which would be 2 good tests right out the gate. They play the Ravens week 5. They play the Broncos week 9. The Bills week 12, and then the Chiefs, which I think that might be your playoff preview, week 12 and week 14. So, I mean, and then in week 17, of course, too, they play the Chargers on the road. So, I mean, I see 3 between week 12, week 14, week 17. I see like 3 possible playoff preview matchups.
Yeah, I see it too, but the record last year was 10-7. I would say the same exact thing, or maybe even 9-6, 9 and whatever it is. But I don't know, man. I'm just looking at this defense. Other than Will Anderson, Derek Stingley, Kalen Bullock, Kamari Lassiter, nothing really sticks out too much to me. I mean, CJ, Aziz got suspended last year. Henry To'oTo'o, no offense, but I've never really been super high on him, even at Bama. Danielle Hunter has been kind of aging, and then Fatukasi and Tim Settle don't really move me too much. So that's what I was talking about in the question marks. But obviously, this is the favorite to win the division still. I'm not going to say the Jaguars are better than the Texans, but the Jaguars can definitely test the Texans. And that's like I was saying at the beginning, this could be anybody's division when it's all said and done. We've seen the Chiefs lose to bad teams. We've seen it happen before. So
that's true. That's true.
These division games are going to be big.
Yeah, no, yeah, they are. They're going to, especially in this division. I mean, they do have some heavy hitters in this division as far as matchups go. Because I mean, hey, you never know. This one might come down to December.
This definitely is the best offense in the division and the favorite, but there are some question marks on defense.
True. All right, so give me your predicted order of finish here.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, they're all like really so close together to me, but I would have to go like Colts, Titans, Jaguars, Texans. But I think Colts and Titans are going to be close, and I think Jaguars and Texans are going to be closer than people think. But I'm going to give it to the Texans, obviously. Like I said, I love CJ Stroud and Nico Collins and those guys and Will Anderson. Those are superstars.
I'm gonna go with this one right here. I'm with you. I got the Texans winning the division too.
Yeah, we have the same thing.
Yep.
That's fair. I mean, I think it's all going to be close to us still. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. Oh, obviously, people are never always like, oh, the Texans-Titans game, whatever. But these games are actually pretty high stake for these teams.
Yeah. Although I will say, call me crazy, but I do think if this happens, I think we're going to be seeing the last of Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. I think the Colts will have like a top 5 pick and we'll be looking for a quarterback.
Last question before we hop off. Will we see Will Levis start this year? At any point, maybe due to injury, maybe due to couldn't make it to the game.
I see due to injury. That's about it.
Or because of performance. You say yeah? You say yeah, we would?
I see.
I say we would. I say we will.
I say only if there's an injury.
I say we will. Something's going to happen.
All right, folks, it's going to wrap it up for us. So, I mean, again, that's our predicted order of finish right there. So yeah, thank you so much. Stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. We will see you for the next preseason preview.
NFL can't come back sooner enough.
Facts.